Ahora está cargando. Puta la weá, tiene las conchas de tu madre. Se fue la chucha. Sáquenme de Latinoamérica, por favor. Ah, otra vez, weón. Bueno, igual creo que no se partió tanto progreso. Solo había vendido un par de cosas y reparado otras. Qué buen soundtrack. Chale, ya no me spawnearon las emboscadas que me hicieron. F. Y este libro que me robé, no me lo leí. No. Bueno, y quiero aprender más de hierro, bueno, sí, total. Ni estoy usando esa shit.
I've got some. I hope you won't need them, but just in.
Thank you.
Una parte.
I've got something that needs stitching up.
All right. I can't have you walking around in torn.
Entonces. Ah, bueno. De verdad arregla la ropa esta. Bueno, no la arregla así de puta madre, pero bueno, la arregla de todas maneras. Está bien.
Have you come?
Good bean. I've got some goods. All right.
Esta shit. Anillo de plata, total no me lo va a recibir, así que en él. Tele, hombreras, colchadas y zapatos. Estas carnes. Ahora saco más plata, weón. Juego Julio.
I'd like to discuss. Well.
Darling in the night things. Y botas, botas, botas.
Hey,
Hey.
Thank you for.
I brought you something.
Toma.
Thanks.
I brought you something to wear.
Puros regalos para la elfa.
I brought you something.
Thanks, Henry.
Y no me costó nada.
I've got some goods. All right.
¿Para tan serio estoy haciendo toda esa plata por vender ropa robada, weón? Y un par de armaduras. No sé, claro, lo más caro sería esta weá. Voy a probar esta plata, weón. Está bien.
Let's talk about. Agree? I don't. Aye.
Va a estar entretenida la ronda del ladrón, weón. No, pues el escudo, no. Verte posada en posada robando ropa, weón. Más el millonario. Debería haber guardado. Bethesda 2022 añadiremos el español a la lista de idiomas disponibles para jugar test online. Por fin, conchetumare. Ahora sí va a valer la pena jugar esa wea. Ah, vamos a ponernos brígidos, conchetumare. Sale, perro, conchetumare. ¡Basta de mierda! ¡Ah! Anda, mimir. A mimir. Uno menos. What? Uff. Me dolía esta mesa, weón. A mimir. What? Disconnected. Como que ya me está dando paja vendiendo weas y ni siquiera necesito plata, weón, mira. 26k, weón. Pero también me sirve para ver si hay piezas de armaduras que valgan la pena. No, no, no. Voy a llevar la web más cara, ¿no? Como eso. Un cáliz. Una poción. Nuremberg. Magdeburgo. No era mejor, pero valía lo suyo. Toma un martillo de guerra. Hmm, 17 por agua. Mi caballo salió corriendo, ¿cierto? No caché. Entonces sí se asusta la wea. Yum, 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 yum. ¿Por qué mierda me bajé del caballo? Y así es como nacen los cerdos. Espero que le haya servido como tarea. Aprendizaje, aprender a ver cómo mierda funciona la vida en la granja, weón. Algo sobre el
I
tema.
heard you had a fight with Fritz and Matthew.
Heathens.
So it was you they fought with.
Yes, it was me. And I hope I'll never...
They deserve to be ousted, but the debt? How are they ever going to pay it?
I really don't care. Let them live in penury.
Tenemos más habilidad de diálogo.
Isn't that a little unchristian? You wouldn't want personal spite to ruin their lives, would you?
Well, those were just idle threats, really. If they come and apologize, there's always a possibility of forgiveness.
Good luck then.
Good luck.
How are you getting on?
How do you think? Badly, that's how. Since you let us down, if you must know.
Oh,
You were in Merhoyed and you talked to Melikar. He begged you for help. But you had more important things to do than help save people's lives, didn't you? And the whole village died from that pestilence.
I'm sorry, but there was just no time to deal with it. Sir Radzig charged me with a very important task, and I couldn't afford the slightest delay. These were matters of treason, counterfeiting money, very serious crimes. The village just had to wait. Sorry.
I can't say that makes me feel any better. I never thought you'd be so inconsiderate. But if Sir
Sí, a
Radzig
qué mierda le
commands,
importa.
who cares what I think? What is it you wanted anyway?
Nothing. I just stopped by to see how you were doing. I was thinking you might be glad to see a familiar face.
That's true enough. There's no end to the work that needs doing here, and I've little or no help. Everyone's got a problem.
Hola.
It feels like I'm the only one in the whole world who's able to help them. And Matthias.
Ah, mierda.
He worries me most of all. Brother Nicodemus helped me to move him here after what happened in
Calma que
Merholiad.
estoy hablando con
He's still lying in a fever,
una guana.
and nothing seems to help.
I'm sorry to hear
I
it.
see.
To be honest, you look all done in.
I know. I'm constantly on my feet, and when I get a chance to rest for a while, I don't sleep well. I keep having peculiar dreams and waking up. I get up
¿Cómo
in the
está
morning,
Wolfer? Tanto
feeling like I
tiempo
haven't
que no lo
slept
veo, no le
at
escucho
all.
su voz. Esa parte de un DLC no me interesa aún. Era la segunda. Ahí está. Igual entrete. Si quiere le puedo recomendar unas novelas visuales, están de puta madre. Tienen una buena trama. Para que te encariñes con las monas chinas.
Ah, nadie se ha ido.
Ah, aló, pensé que estáis atento, weón.
No, si no están.
No está atento, igual cobra.
Llegué, po. Que se rápido en la vida.
A ver, que me salga el arco iris.
Uno con la otra. No puedo. Ah, sí, sí puedo. Puta, debería haber reaccionado. Ah, siempre mando la misma cara. La misma wea. Mi cerebro después se divide, weón. ¿Esta era la última?
No.
Faltaba una. Faltaba.
Mudé de culiano arruinó la vida. Sobre todo a vos,
Ajá.
ludópata.
Pasta hace esta wea. No parece. Oh, mira.
¿Qué?
Le da cuenta.
Puta, por puro que me leía el manga, concha tu madre, ¿sabes qué?
El lejano que da cuenta, wey.
No, hermano. La Jona es única.
Va a ser la versión china igual. Siempre hay una versión china de algo.
Siempre hay una versión china. Oye, sí, pues, weón, la Lily tiene su versión china en el Genshin. No, ¿cómo mierda se llamaba? Esa buena rubia.
La Jin.
Najin. Espérate, ya pasó un día. Ya está por terminar este. ¿Cómo los buenos se ponen a pelear con un cura culiao que está a la concha de tu madre? Quizás por eso mismo. Ah, y tal vez por eso se querían ir del pueblo los weones. Debería darle un puro mazazo en la cabeza y se dejan de wear. Un cadáver en el camino, no puede ser. ¿Dónde van a salir los culiados? ¿De ahí subo? ¿A dónde estáis, maldito concha de tu madre? ¿O de aquí? No estoy jugando que no spawneó nadie.
Who is it? What are you doing, you murderer?
¿De qué, weón, estás
What the
hablando?
hell are you talking about?
can see you're still holding the dagger you stuck him with.
Es un martillo, concha de tu madre, weón. Hay una clara diferencia entre un martillo y una daga.
Someone like me can't afford to travel unarmed.
I suppose that's true. All right. I suppose you're innocent after all.
Glad you saw sense.
¿Y qué hacía aquí?
What were you doing here exactly?
What do you mean by that?
It would be easier if you just confessed.
All right then. I did it. I didn't want to kill her, only to scare her. She lunged at me, wanted to take the knife from me, and this is how it ended.
Y se le clavó en el estómago 24 veces, sin querer.
And you won't regret it.
I won't take coin to cover up a murder.
Why doesn't he go away? As far away as possible.
Esto va a estar entretenido. Oh, F. Me voy a escapar mierda. Tengo que practicar el tiro al arco. Oh, weón. Te salvaste por poquito. Oh. ¿Y cómo sigue corriendo, weón? Headshot. Headshot. ¿Qué hacía aquí, weón, brujo? Se hubiera sido como en el Breath of the Wild, hubiera sido una mierda la wea de llamar al caballo. Qué pacho. Ah. Ah, bueno. Luego seguís vivo. Cagastes. A vos también. Double kill. Pura wea. Este no. Este tenía buena shit. Perforadora. Flecha de larga distancia, espuelas de mierda. Nah.
your brawl with your best friend settled the matter.
You're serious?
Absolutely. All you have to do is go to him and promise.
We won't forget this. On my honor. Thanks.
Evil, weón.
Here's your share.
Yeah.
My share of what? What the hell are you on about?
Well, that thing with Thomas,
Enjoy it.
somehow his ring ended up with us.
Hey,
¿Qué mierda toma, weón?
Thomas?
He's here. That bastard of a foreman at the mill in Edgecombe, where you got us the job.
Are you out of your tiny mind? If anyone finds out you robbed him, we'll all be fucked.
Take it easy. It wasn't theft exactly. We all know he stole that ring himself. So if it comes out, he'll be in the shit too. He'll keep his mouth shut.
I was wondering,
Here we are.
did we all get equal share?
No, you got less.
Well,
¿Qué mierda me importa?
where'd you find someone willing to buy and not ask too many questions?
It wasn't easy. Then Fritz thought of Andrew,
Andrew?
the innkeeper. They say all sorts of things.
And how did it go with him?
Well, first he didn't seem too keen. When he saw the ring, he bought it. Actually, I'm not surprised. After all, we'll spend all the money on booze here. Now that you mention it,
Out with it then. What have you...
I can't help myself. It's force of habit. We tried to be good at suss out.
And it didn't work.
Exactly.
a tank.
We broke our backs working in the mill.
Ay,
While you eyed up the miller's daughter.
And they drove us out. The only worthwhile thing we did recently was give that wastrel a thrashing, take his ring, and sell it to Andrew.
I'm not sure I like where you're going with this.
And where's that? No one in the country gives a damn. And if we knock some thief over the head in the woods, or ambush some wagon with supplies for Sigismund's soldiers, I won't lose any sleep over it.
nah.
Those swine deserve even worse. But that's what Sahanish is here for, isn't he? What can we do?
Wake up, for Christ's sake! It's war!
¿Qué
They
hace?
skewered your parents, didn't they? They fucking burnt down our fucking
Se está,
village, didn't they?
se
Don't you give a
está
damn about that?
confesando el profe.
¿Qué?
Se está confesando el Leo.
¿De qué?
No sé, weón. Me mandó un mensaje y no lo leíste.
¿Sí lo leí?
Está
¿Está ahí?
muerto el cabrón. Está muerto en vida.
No, ahora está disfrutando, weón, la está gozando de pana.
Sí, un weón que lo wee.
No, I do.
Oh, epa.
And now, there's a herd of swine ransacking skeletons. They're trampling over the ashes of Jeremiah, and Desmond, and Siegfried, and Tristan.
Puta, el tiempo que veo como 10 veces el mismo.
Let's chop those bastards.
God save you.
I can't let it go, Hal.
Tengo para
Even
votar
if I have to do it on my
y
own,
mirar.
I'll put the fear of God into those bastards.
Ahí sí. Igual pudimos esperar entonces. Ya estás por llegar, weón.
We'll strike fear into the fuckers.
I knew we could rely on you, Hal.
So?
Well, I thought Andrew the innkeeper here could help
Porque
us.
voy a transferir
Best
por la
ask Fritz.
aplicación.
He sorted out selling the ring, and he knows Andrew.
Alright.
No podéis transferir por la.
Masacrada.
No, por bypass tú podéis, pero no podéis por transferir. ¿Cómo que no te deja por bypass?
Hey, plot a fake.
As you wish.
Why do we need Andrew at all? Without him, there'll be more left.
In case you haven't noticed, everybody and his brother goes through this inn. Andrew knows everything that goes on in the county.
I hear you've got a plan to fleece the local...
Be nice, wouldn't it? Otherwise we soon won't have a pot to piss in.
And the innkeeper here could lend a hand.
Exactly.
So what's the problem?
He reckons we're not up to it. You should try and talk him into it. Oh, and tell him I sent you, so he doesn't send you back. Goodbye.
Ok, interesante. Posadero, que parece el asalto.
Fritz sent me. I'd like to talk.
Ah, would like some wine from my cellar?
Ah. Nah.
That's right. Show me the way.
God be with you.
Qué chucha.
So,
Aye.
look, lad, I'm fond of Fritz. I knew his old man, but Matthew, he's
Only those that deserve it.
and you think his lordship won't mind? Have you any idea the kind of shit you...
Why don't you believe her? There's 4 of us, and there's a fucking war on. If we're careful...
We'll see if you're up to it.
What disguise?
Use your head. You can never be sure no one...
Yeah, that's true.
Dress up as human. What? It's obvious, isn't it? Everyone knows they're looting. If someone's robbed by human,
That's true.
a captain's, and 3 set. What? On account of the helmets. No one will
And where the hell am I supposed to get it?
There's gangs of humans around Skeletons. I've got a good idea where to find them from. Passers by.
I'm supposed to attack a human camp.
A minute ago, you were full of yourself.
But the whole fucking camp.
Scouts are
Weón,
deserters.
me pitió 3
Most likely
campamentos
the
de
ones we're
cumanos, que
trying
ahora
to
tiene
spy
miedo el
off
weón.
will take easy pickings. And even humans have to sleep.
Ya, weón. Pero qué weá.
How dare you sleep in someone else's bed? Get lost.
Ah, perro Julia.
Get up off that bed. No business here.
Tengo pura gana de pegar los mazazos, weón. Me quedé entero Peter Henry culo y leyendo en la oscuridad. Qué tonto he sido perder años de mi vida en cana por una zorra tan mundana, basurear mi dignidad.
I feel a lucky throw come.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
Ah, concha de madre. Uf. Qué buena mano. Cha, qué wea.
Should I, shouldn't I? No, I daren't. Curses. Why did I even start this game?
I'll be right back with that.
Marullo, 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 marullo. Mierda.
Here, enjoy it.
Marullo, 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 marullo.
I shouldn't have pushed it.
No, puta la wea. Me vale.
No point in pushing it.
Coming right up.
No sepa nada.
That's it.
Qué guay, ese dado salió a la chucha. Ah, no. No la tenía acostado.
Enjoy it.
God's holy hat. Finished.
A ver. Ya está.
Holy mother of God, why do you punish me?
Ganador.
I'll be with you anyway.
¿Y dónde se fue la ramera, weón?
Yo soy culiao. Voy a llegar en esta batilio.
¿Ah?
Yo se le pregunta si se llegó, ¿no? Que no va a llegar, que va a llegar en estado de tilio. Luego
Ah,
se pasan puras fechas ya.
está bien. Si levantaron la cuarentena, weón, hay que ir a tomar.
Sí, de hecho.
Lástima que tengo que trabajar mañana, weón. Si no, ya estaría tomando. Bueno, era igual. Esta era la granja. Parece. Ah. Se enojó la señora. Corchete. ¿Cómo te puedes llamar corchete, weón? La verdad, no le puedo preguntar a esa buena. ¿Qué le pasa?
What have we here?
Mother of God, what will I do without those fabrics? I can't turn up in.
What?
¿Qué? Me siento muy apestado. A ver. Ah, con razón.
What? Hey,
¿Qué?
look out. Can I help?
¿Para dónde mierda se habrá ido esta huevona? ¿Dónde habrá dejado los cuerpos?
detonó.
¿Pero por qué no me... ¿Qué? Muchas gracias por el raid, weón. No caché cuando lo hicieran. Thank you. Estoy todo perdido. No lo escuché, weón. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué weón? Cuadro de alertas. Debería haber sonado, ¿no? Ah, no, no sé por qué no está sonando. Hace 2 minutos. Bueno, creo que los dos participantes ya se habrán ido. Ese weón. Hasta el momento nadie le ha dado follow. No sé por qué no están sonando las raids. Ay. Ah. Anime culio. Bueno.
¿Vieron?
No. Yo estoy aquí por las caqueras, ¿no?
¿Me tiró?
No.
Tírate unos guau.
No.
De poder.
No.
Yo tiro cuando no te corre.
Ya, bueno. Igual salgo perdiendo con esta wea. Puede salir,
Sí.
como puede que no salga.
Sale mejor tirar guau.
No.
No.
No, porque me reduce las posibilidades de que salga un personaje que me interesa. Qué wea. F.
Yo no voy a correr. Puto bueno. Oh, se parece.
No, no se parece.
Se parece.
No, no se parece.
Corre, pero. Ah, no, no se parece. en esa imagen.
No sé a qué mierda te referís, pero no se parece. No sé de qué estáis hablando. ¿A quién se parece?
¿A Gana?
¿A quién?
No sé, tiene un aire.
¿De qué?
A la Hanna,
¿A dónde, weón? ¿Qué te pasa?
te insultas.
Bueno, degradé hacia mi waifu, weón, qué weá.
¿Trae tu carnet también? Sí. O vi una foto parecida. Ya. ¿Quién fue la que...
Concha tu madre.
La ceja igual es el cejón. Oye, que todos los monos chinos se parecen más.
Anda vos nomás por negro. No sé qué mierda habrá pasado con la ramera, pero desapareció del mapa. Pero se pitió a su ex Mario. Eso es seguro. Ah, ya le están poniendo bueno, weón. De aquí se escuchan las cumbias.
Tienen un cumpleaños, cumbión, carrete, nada.
No, no aquí, weón, al lado.
Ah, chucha, aparte.
Están poniendo bueno en todos lados, weón. Noche de bruja.
A ver, ¿de qué es primero? Se me olvidó.
¿Qué voy a decir? Ah, yo estaba escuchando Noche de Bruja en el matinal culiao del 7, el TVN. Y no tiene ni un brillo sin el Leo Rey.
Le da el toque el Leo Rey.
Tiene cualquier suaje el Leo Rey. Ahora hay un weón así como que terrible facha, weón, nada que ver con Noche de Brujas. Y había un weón que tocaba la trompeta que era igual al Pepa.
Since Sir Divish's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That Ishtvan's a stubborn bastard.
Alright, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, you can still wait. You won't have another chance until we or until your final rest.
Nah.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on two fronts. The north gate and the west wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages. Taking the outer walls, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can with the trebuchet first. Keezer claims he can even hit it directly. Even if that's true, we'll have to charge through a downpour of enemy arrows all the way to the portcullis.
Portcullis?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so we'll be able to break it down. But dealing with the defense in the bailey won't be easy.
And what's the plan for attacking the west wall?
Así que esa weá se llama rastrillo.
Which is no easy matter under fire, so we'll need as many men covering them as possible. As soon as the ladders are in place, our foot soldiers will run up and try to scale the wall. Once a few of them get to the battlements, we should quickly gain the upper hand.
Oye, conchetumare, como te ponía a cantar enfrente de mí mientras estamos hablando sobre la guerra, weón. Desubicado de mierda.
How will we take the battlements?
Either by scaling the west wall, or our men at the gate will help. If they can break through, that is.
And the inner bailey?
That will be tough. Even if we get through the gate and into the outer bailey, We're still a long way from the The castle is designed so we'll be like hens in a coop to anyone with a bow on the inner battlements. We'll have to either fight our way through or somehow get around them.
What about the living quarters?
There, I'm worried most about the hostages. Once we're inside, Istvan will know defeat is inevitable, but we'll still have to fight for each and every room.
No entendí nada, pero dale.
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
Pensé que iba a decidir yo.
You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter. And as God is my witness, we will kick those whore sons' arses.
A village lad and an old soldier. This man must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your eyes open and take advantage of every chance. Help your comrades and don't go rushing in where you're outnumbered. We have to take the castle gradually, one position after another.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you, stripling.
Good luck to you, old soldier.
Take care.
Juega bonita armadura.
Pues después.
Muchas gracias a la persona que le acaba de dar follow, que va a estar apareciendo. Concha de madre. ¿Ves lo que provoca ahí? De tal manera, muchas gracias, mister.
Es típico. Este le acabo de hacer.
Weón, se pidieron la puerta, weón. Ya, pero vaya a cargar, juego culio. A ver, calmado. Esperando que no se vuelva a cerrar esta wea otra vez. Vamos a habilitar esto. Master Hyperion 17. Thank you for your follow. Esta victoria te la dedico. Espérate, si voy a atacar por la muralla, sí. No deberían acribillar las flechas a estos buenos tratando de poner la escalera. Creo que sería la opción más sabia. Síganme, pues cabros culeados, weón, voy solo. Hola. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Dime qué pasa. Oh, oh, oh. A mimir. Perdón por eso, viejo. Uf. Anda a mimir, weón. Pobre cabrón. La verdad es que sí me dio penita. ¿Encina? ¿What? ¿De qué me estáis hablando? Quiero probar algo. Se mueren más fácil si les pego un flechazo. No te crucis, pues bueno. Desde luego parece que le quita más vida. Anda, guay por otro lado. Y se me acabaron las flechas. Chale. Hola. Anda guar para allá. Anda guar para otro lado, wey. Ya me dejo de vuelta. Ah. Está distrayendo el otro bueno al lado. Me quedo igual a perro cardíaco. Ay, 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 ay. ¿Sabes qué, conchetumare? Pulento. Mi caballo no me apaña. Ah. Oye, como decir mierda sigue vivo este weón. Y le dio un paro cardíaco. Espada de Herodes. Era la hijona. Parece. ¿Qué? Meh. Pero ¿por qué me quita la puntada? Uno menos. Déjame pasar por viejo, weón. Se le estoy haciendo de pana solo. Le hice de pana. Uf. La hicimos de pana, creo. esquivó los estoques y casi nos matamos. Dame el placer, po, weón.
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one. Don't tempt fate, Hamish. Istvan! It's over! You want us to come and get you?
I wouldn't advise that. Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzik? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir,
you're all noblemen here. All bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks his truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor!
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. Then, you'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear.
Nah, el honor es para los muertos.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish.
Stephanie.
Forgive me, husband. I'm sorry.
For what?
For letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
I look forward to it. Yeah!
Yeah. Ah, la trama.
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Scallops. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Ya esa cagada se iba a pelear, weón. Capón.
Yeah.
A mí en realidad me importa un pico si es rat, sí. Si fuera por mí, ojalá que lo maten algún.
Maybe I really could do something for Rattay and its people. Something really big. But there'll be plenty of time for that later.
What do you mean?
Pero caballo,
How long
concha tu
have we
madre.
known each other?
Yeah.
The way you found Tom, sneaking into Brannick all on your own. Well, what I mean is, hats off to you. Catch me doing that.
Truth is, I didn't think much about it. I just felt I had to do it.
What do you think? Will Toth keep his word?
He's a noble, right?
Yes. So am I.
Sir Radzig will be there. What should I say to him?
Don't worry. It'll come to you. You'll see.
Well, I just hope he'll be there. Alive.
Casco culiao feo, weón.
There's no sign of them. Move on.
Bajan un poquito el sonido culiao de los cascos, weón.
I'm glad to see Ishban kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
All right, Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
Of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Qué mierda el honor, weón.
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
Así por eso me envió misiones suicidas.
So little about his past.
He told you nothing. Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. It seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah, the sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there, it was so near, yet so far. Oh well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Mark Vart von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. It's better not to dwell too much on that, at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? Who do you think this is?
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
King's cousin? I wonder what he wants. Guess we'll find out soon enough.
Pobre caballo, weón. Me estáis weando que se terminó. Oh, Julio. Ni siquiera me dio un final decente.
¿Tiene otros finales o...? Okay.
No tengo idea. Yo solo estaba jugando. Está como para que suene una canción de Rammstein o algo parecido, weón. Puta, ¿qué decir del juego, weón? Estuvo bueno el Skyrim con mods y sin dragones. Piolita. Unos bugs culeados medio raros, pero típicos, weón. Tampoco es como que hubieran mucho, como en el Skyrim. Una calificación de 1 al 10. Lo posicionaría en un 8, 8.5. Está bueno. Sé como que la canción de los créditos no viene a juego, weón, con la ambientación, pero está bien. Como un Rammstein, ¿cómo se llama esta wea? Powerwolf, Slipknot, medio raro, weón. ¿Es alemán o polaco? No sé diferenciar esos dos idiomas. Pero está bueno el tema, no voy a negar. Ningún animal fue dañado en la elaboración de los modelos 3D de este juego. Importante mencionarlo. Wow. It's fun. Tema curioso.
Le botó el presupuesto justo para él. Lo que venga de temita de él.
¿Ah?
Se faltó justo el presupuesto porque...
Claro. España. No. Bueno, el juego está en español, claro. Pero las voces no. Ahora sí más puleto. Nah, aunque los doblajes culiados de España son asquerosos.
No, como la wea. A no ser, la única forma de soportarlo es ser y aún así.
Nacho Sendino.
En español, no, español, España. Acá casi todos doblan manera como eso.
Sí, aquí en Latinoamérica le ponen cariño a los doblajes.
Hasta los fan subs son buenos.
Aunque lo guay que me pasa con los doblajes ahora últimamente es que me dan cringe, weón. Aunque sea lo mejor del mundo, me dan cringe. Prefiero escuchar la buena en el idioma original.
Aunque los japoneses normalmente sí no hablan.
Claro, como actuación de voz, pues. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1403. Ah, escena post crédito. Mira el Henry. Tiene penito. Y otra vez lo afeitaron y le cambiaron el corte de pelo, weón. No sé para qué mierda me dieron la opción si es así esta, weón.
You're doing well, son.
¿Quién eres vos, weón?
Father.
Ah.
Come now. You know who sired you.
Sí, mi mamá.
It doesn't matter now. I miss you and Matt. I miss you very much. You'll be fine. I'm proud of you. For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away. Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
¿Cómo te vas a enojar por un Chocman, weón?
Now look at me.
Un asesino.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right.
¿Quién mierda el mal, weón? ¿Desde la perspectiva de quién, weón? ¿Qué mierda es luchar contra los malos? ¿Cómo se va a hacer bueno, weón?
I have to leave you now.
Es todo aquí está en contra tuyo. Duro.
Sigue siendo un asesino, weón. Consejo de mierda, dijo weón.
Will I ever see you again? God knows. Make her proud.
Nos vemos, eres culiao.
No.
Me retiran, weón.
Don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Yobs.
Right.
Pero ¿por qué te ponías esos pantalones de mierda, weón? ¿Qué te enseñé, concha tu madre?
What is it?
It's just, I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Llámame weón nomás.
Give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here. Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Le enseñé a vestirse bien y mira la ropa culia que anda trayendo, weón. Qué vergüenza. Estás en una zona privada. ¿Cómo mierda va a ser una zona privada mi pieza, weón? O sea, sí, es una zona privada, pero ¿por qué me impiden estar en mi pieza, weón? Misión iniciada, epílogo. Y sigo estando vestido como la mierda. Oye, esta espadita de Rhodes. Pieza exclusiva, una espada larga con una hoja tan alta, de tan alta calidad que recibió su nombre del rey bíblico Herodes, quien ganó la infamia por decapacitar a Juan el Bautista. Está bien. Espérate, entonces la historia se volvería a repetir, pues bueno, no podría estar con la hija del molinero culiao porque una plebeya. Y si ya la embaracé, weón. Voy a tener que buscar otro herrero culiao para que críe a mi hijo. Es un bucle esta wea. Espérate, ¿a qué hora? Durante el día. Ah, la concha de tu madre. Qué mierda me pasó. Se volvieron todos los botones. Zapallo, melón, pandilla.
God save.
Caserita 100.
So what are you in?
I'd like.
I'm sure.
Póngale bueno, póngale bueno. Refunado. Me van a cerrar el canal. Ahora dura ya una hora, pues conchetumare. Ahora que no me interesa. Para que no se ensucie. Pero este es mi gambezón. Está hecho mierda. Déjame pasar.
Yeah.
A ver qué hueá la misión final. No, pero concha tu madre. Bueno. No sirvió de nada la bañada, weón. Va a aparecer desnudo.
Oh, how? You're going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well.
I am. What about Istvan?
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
Bueno, podría ser
And
peor,
on
weón.
you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Redzig.
Came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Yobbs was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
Pues esos hueones.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed. But to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with house wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Yobbs,
bastante
Wenceslas
bueno.
and Brokoff behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
Ustedes sí que son hueones.
Like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf, Heinrich von
The
Rosenberg.
situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghoff is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts. And now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslaus languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war.
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
Bueno, estoy de
I'll
nuevo.
send Sir
O sea,
John here to
espía.
Wittenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I pack my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft the letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
No sé qué está pasando, weón. Lo único que entendí es que son un montón de ahueonados.
I expect it would be
Y
best
nada
to write
más.
it in your name, Lord of Life.
Quite so, Margaret.
Estoy con ropa decente, weón. ¿Dónde está este weón?
So, it looks like you're off.
Yes. I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Berghoff is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Berghoff tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Berghoff is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
A la final está resultando en la misma mierda, weón.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst, and now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does.
Sí, qué lindo.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush, and...
Vas a la cagar, tu chuchu tu madre.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from
Qué
this
bueno
whether
sabe
we are
leer.
Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Se van a pillar al capón, weón. Va a cagar toda la misión este weón, estoy seguro. Enhorabuena, has completado la historia principal. Si quieres puedes llevar a cabo las misiones secundarias y actividades o simplemente viajar por el mundo. Puedes finalizar el juego en cualquier momento si montas fuera del mapa con el pelotón de Sir Hans Capon. Pues no me saltó el logro de que termina el juego, weón, así que no. Supongo que tendría que seguir esta weón. Qué weón. Qué bueno. Vamos a ver el final del juego. Bueno, ya que estamos. No creo que a nadie le interese seguir viendo una serie que... de puras misiones secundarias, weón. Puta la wea.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Of course. Can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Burgov is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
Puta la wea. Mi caballo va muy rápido. Ah, bueno, ahí sí.
So, how is life to the high-born bastard?
I'm getting used to it.
What about Rodsey? Has he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believe we'd rescue the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels. I expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslas is such a
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trust in your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with...
Isn't that
concha tu madre, weón. Ya está terminando el jueguito.
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Ha! Sir Hannah could tell you a thing or two about it. Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lambert, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hannes?
Well, he was there with him. Of course that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel.
Qué mierda la sirve Hanush. Porque soy malo para memorizar nombres, weón.
And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
Me gustaría ver el castillo de ¿cómo se llama este weón? Tepes.
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit, but the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. Wenceslas tried to let them hang after they abducted me the first time, but he gave them seats at the provincial council. Little wonder they're back in their old tricks.
Puta, la misión curia, weón, me tiene chato. Está bonito el viaje. Pobre caballo, weón, me ha venido. ¿Qué hizo para merecer eso? ¿Dónde está el pueblo en el que me odian? Podía empezar a galopar, weón. Me tenéis chato. Puta. Ay. Me cosquilla la garganta, weón. Ahora ya no, weón. Pero concha tu madre, weón. Vámonos luego. Ay, todavía que ese tramo, weón. Oye, como que nos olvidamos del ejército con el que veníamos atrás. No, no puede ser. ¿Por qué hice esto? ¿Y quién puso esta wea aquí? Ay.
Well, Henry, it cost me a lot of effort, but it seems I've finally succeeded in making a half-decent warrior out of you. Anything I can do for you?
Well, young sir, what now? Shall we ride boldly forth to adventures new?
I never took you for a romantic soul. But as it happens, a romantic soul is just what I need by my side right now.
What?
¿Qué?
Now? Aren't we leaving?
Ah, that's just the thing. Here we are, about to ride off into the unknown. Well, who knows what fate has in store for us? What if we should fall as heroes on the battlefield? How could I depart this world with a quiet heart, never having known true love?
I'm a little worried about you, sir. Aren't you getting overheated inside that armor?
Look, I can't just go off and get my head chopped off somewhere without first winning the heart of love. So are you going to help me or not?
Ah.
Well, affairs of the heart are what I do best. I'll be glad to help you. So what do you want me to do?
You, Hal, shall be my messenger of love. You shall bear her a letter and a gift from a secret admirer.
But why me? It's not like you to be bashful, Sir Hans. You can just go and tell her,
Certainly not. Carolina is different to the others. She was educated in a convent and needs to be handled with kid gloves. Romanced. I must court her secretly. It's the latest fashion in France.
And who is this Carolina?
The fairest maid that ever walked the earth. Carolina. The butcher's daughter. You must have noticed a divine creature in the marketplace. Unless you're more interested
Pero
in
perro
buying
concha tu
on
madre me va a hacer volver a rataje, weón. No sé qué mierda es.
No, I don't know who you mean.
Really? Maybe I'm right about your barnyard interests. Well, all the more wenches for me. Your task is simple. All you have to do is get hold of a necklace fine enough to grace her lovely neck. I did have one that I inherited from my great-grandmother. Unfortunately, not anymore.
Wouldn't some other necklace do?
It would not. Only the best will do for Carolina. I'm not some tanner who gives trinkets from a market stall to his beloved.
Oye, más respeto, concha tu madre.
Oh, all right then. Is there something else I should know about this necklace?
I lost it at Dice in the Ledechko Tavern when I was there to see... Well, that's not important.
So you bet a rare family heirloom, even though you don't know how to play dice?
I do know how to play dice, as long as the other fella doesn't cheat. No doubt he'll still be sitting there, swindling other folk out their hard-earned groschen.
Well, then you ought to have had him clapped in the stocks. All right, if that's what you want, I'll go to the Dechko and find this swindler of yours.
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Take care.
Este weón. ¿Cuánto llevo de stream? Creo que la weá se cortó a las 2 horas, más 2 horas, 4 horas. Y yo pensando que iba a poder terminar este juego culiado. Bueno. F. A ver. Chuta madre. Están metiendo ruido en todos lados. Me estoy jugando que nunca cerré esto. Bueno. Entonces queda otro capítulo más, weón. El día de hoy solo tenemos un follow, que fue Master Hyperion 17. Y al Wolfer que se pasó al principio del stream o a la mitad. Una pena que se haya dividido la wea. Que no se perdió gran cosa. Voy a subir la cuestión como 2 capítulos diferentes. Y todavía queda otra misión más. No sé qué tan larga va a ser la wea, pero lo vamos a hacer en el otro capítulo. A ver qué tanto dura la shit. Sin nada más que decir, muchas gracias por ver y hasta pronto.